Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, however you are watching. And welcome on back to Prime Time Parlay, presented by PrimeTime Productions. We are all back. The boys are back in town for another Monday. The full week is in the books. I am Poolside Pat. PJG, Pat, whatever you want to call me. He is Brett Howie Howard on the ones and twos. And the returning Tommy Stats is back in the building. Before we get going, though, folks, I do want to remind everybody we are not professional gamblers. We largely you could call us a couple of dummies sometimes, but so do not take what we say as gospel. Always gamble at your own risk. Please gamble responsibly. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER or whatever number for gambling is in your area. That all being said, welcome back, Tommy Stats.
What's up, man?
How was your weekend? I know you were boots on the
long.
ground everywhere.
It was long.
Obviously, the Super Bowl. We could touch on the Super Bowl before we bring our guest into.
It was a long weekend, but it was a good weekend. Good weekend of hockey. I mean, Thursday's game was pretty good overall. So it was a very eventful game in the weirdest ways possible. I mean, there was a natural hat trick in the first period, which you don't see very often, and then Colorado scored a goal from the red line, which was hilarious. I nearly pissed myself in my seat. And then, I mean, overall, it was a good game. Carolina played well. And then I went back on Saturday, and I really wanted to take the over, and holy hell, did the over not hit, not even close. It was a 0-0 game, and it just
Going
went straight to
into
overtime. It was a good game, though. Like, both goalies played really well. Like, both teams were getting after it. I mean, it was just good hockey. Like, even my buddy, he's not, like, a huge hockey fan, but he understands hockey, and he was even like, man, this is some really good hockey. I was like, yeah, this is great hockey. This has great pace. Both teams are really getting after it. It's a lot of fun. Just a goal batted out of midair to win it. There's not much you can do about that. And then the Super Bowl went kind of as I expected to a slight degree.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, sup boys, how we doing? And Brett, what is up with you? Ones and twos. Howie over there, how we doing?
Not bad, not bad. Was a little tied up with some stuff today, so we're just getting to looking at gambling and what we were gonna do with today, betting wise, just an hour, just an hour or so ago. So sorry, I just saw Boosie in the chat. Don't call him Howie. Maybe that should be my nickname, Brett. Don't call him Howie.
Don't call him Howie Howard, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually sick. I caught something, so I'm a little under the weather right now.
I feel
hurt. The MJ flu game here on Primetime Parlay.
Yeah.
But boys, I did my little solo stream that I think did okay. We had Kellen join in and Berg was in the chat, and I just kind of talked about a plethora of things and gave out all of my bets, which not a lot of them hit, but I ended up doing okay enough, especially because I had bet the Chiefs money line 4 different times, so that definitely helped at the end of the day.
I had a feeling they were going to pull that out. It was 10-0 for way too long.
Yes,
and I said to myself, I'm like, they're going to find a way to win. At this point, San Francisco's just kept a minute too long, and they're just going to figure it out.
Couldn't put them away. And shout out my mother. My mother won like $1,500 in one of her pools that she does, so I was really happy about that. And then because you kind of knew it going in. Like the night, like you said, Tom, they really needed to just put them away, and they just never could. The early fumble by McCaffrey definitely hurt.
I think Shanahan got really conservative in the second half, and they didn't really sustain anything. It's like the Chiefs' defense is good. That's the best defense Mahomes has had his entire career.
Which is scary, right? I mean, that's very scary.
Yeah, he had to do enough offensively, but he didn't have to go like 500 yards, 5 touchdowns to win the game. Like, it was good for the first 3 quarters of good defense, and then they figured it out. I was like, they're gonna fucking win this game. Like they're gonna figure it out.
as the Raiders fans, as the resident Raider fans here, it certainly stinks. And I had this thought today, and we'll bring in our guest in just a minute. But I had this thought today that it just hit me because I was a Brady fan. Like I don't know why. Like all of my friends like are in this area, Connecticut, like hated Tom Brady. Unless you were a Patriot fan, you just hated his guts. You hated the Patriots. You hated how their dynasty came together. I yes, 2001 Tuck Rule. I was very upset. I was very young, and I was very upset, and I did not like Tom Brady for a little bit after that. But then, as I got older and as things gone, I just kind of started to appreciate him and realize how great he was, and appreciated that we were watching such a great player in his prime. And I'm a big Tom Brady guy, like through and through. But now that Mahomes and the Chiefs are doing this dynasty thing now, and my team is in the same division.
Yep.
It's I can understand why like the entire country disliked the Patriots.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's just they like coincided with one another. Like Tom Brady left the Patriots, went to the Bucks, and it's basically like, all right, the torch is yours. Like I beat you as a member of the Patriots, but now it's like this is your conference, and it is his conference. I don't think there's a quarterback or a team that's going to spoil their dynasty run. I like Patrick Mahomes. I actually love watching him play.
Yeah. Yep.
I said this in my Devil's chat because we were talking about the Super Bowl. I was like, I like Patrick Mahomes and I respect him. I just hate that he's in my division.
Yep.
He's going to torture the Raiders for the next fucking decade.
Hey,
and it's not even close.
It's hockey, it's basketball, and it's about to be baseball season. So we don't got to keep talking that because next year the Raiders are going to punch him in the mouth. You take that to the bank. I already have Raiders.
Hey, he's never lost a game at Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, I heard a really sad stat today
he's never lost playing in Vegas. Ever.
Very sad stat for the people. Mahomes and Andy Reid now, as a quarterback coach combination, have won 5 games at Allegiant Stadium, which is more than any coach and quarterback combination at Allegiant Stadium, including the Raiders. So they kind of.
I saw Shohei Ohtani take batting practice today, so I'm ready for baseball.
We're ready. We're ready. Yeah. Enough about that. I mean, because speaking of Tom Brady and everything, our guest today, who is our permanent Monday guest, I mean, obviously, unless life intervenes, we're about to welcome in, and he certainly is somebody who had dealt with Tom Brady in his life. So welcome back, Ian, the only undefeated member of Primetime Parlay so far. What's up? If you want to talk Super Bowl with Tom Brady before we get into our picks, feel free, my man.
Yeah, I mean, from the full same game parlay that I brought to you guys, at least a couple of them hit. I think Purdy got close on his yardage. Definitely got the McCaffrey touchdown. And late in the game, I saw Mahomes with 300 yards. He definitely hit his over. But other than that, it was an entertaining game. Like, I wanted the Niners to win, obviously, but when I don't have a dog in the fight and the Colts aren't playing in the Super Bowl, I'd rather it be a close game like that rather than a blowout. 100%. I just want some entertainment.
Like there was nothing worse than the Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl. Oh, that was the worst Super Bowl.
Or the blowout,
I stopped because dude, those games, even if it was like 48-21, like you can live with that. At least Denver did something, but they literally kicked the field goal the whole game. That was miserable. I'm totally with Kennedy.
Even worse for me as a Peyton Manning fan for that game. That was very disappointing to watch.
Well, he got redemption in 15. Got redemption a couple years later.
Yeah, absolutely. And some good bets wasn't as ready available as it is now. Again, gamble responsibly. And 1-800-GAMBLER. If you have a gambling problem, we are not professionals, but we are about to show you the picks of the day for Primetime Parlay, and there they are. I kind of want to go reverse order here, just because I know, Brett, you're a little under the weather. Why don't you start first, and then we'll get talking with ours.
Yeah, I went all bean pot with mine. I did kind of a same game parlay of my own. It didn't offer it, but I parlayed Boston University money line, the game to go into overtime, and it to be under 6.5 goals. So I'm looking for a 3-3 a 2-2 final here. Yeah, with 3-2 in the overtime. So with Boston University winning it. So hopefully I'll hit that. I've been pretty good with my college hockey picks lately. Shout out to Chris Davis for all the intel on that. But I just, instead of making 3 different picks today, I just bean pot final parlayed it up. So if you want to
Love it.
ride it
About to
up.
kick off in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Actually, good thing I'm last because I'm gonna get that in right now. Big Red, Ian, how we doing? Go over your pick.
Yeah, so starting off, I've got my Indiana Pacers money line. Just a little note on that: they're playing the Charlotte Hornets, 2-1 against them on the season. This is
I
the
like
fourth
those
and
odds.
this is the fourth and final game of the year, so I've got them taking the money line. Nazem Kadri over half a point. Note on that, he's got a point in his last 4 games, and if you extend that out, he's got a point in 5 of his last 6. So he's on a hot streak with that. I see that continuing. And Vegas, the puck line, it's something I never usually do. I'm always hesitant to do puck lines or spreads, but when I looked it up, out of Vegas's 31 victories, 18 of them have been by more than 1 goal. So I'm pretty confident that that one will hit.
Yeah, I actually have some of those stats pulled up. I can actually give you that right here. Vegas, yeah, they hit 51% against the puck line, so shooting over half. It's not a bad bet by any stretch of the imagination. And quick question though, because I'm getting more into like the hockey lexicon other than the Rangers. Cardi, he's like really good, is he not?
Kadri's not bad.
He's not like one of the top
He's one of the top players on Calgary, especially now that Lindholm got traded. So it's just a lot of guys that kind of went over to Calgary. Like Brett can even attest to this too, and same with Kennedy. Like a lot of those guys that went over to Calgary, they've pretty much underperformed, which I don't know if it's just a change of scenery or what, but it's just that's just kind of how the cookie has crumbled over there in Calgary. But if Kadri's on a heater, especially like Kennedy laid out, I do like those odds, especially against the Rangers. No offense, like to you, Pat, but I think it's just Shesterkin's in goal. You got a hot guy coming in. He's going to play big minutes, mainly all situations. I back that pick. I think that's a smart pick by him.
He can score as long as the Rangers win, right? But anyway, Tommy, why don't you get into yours?
So I'm just going Devils money line. I can't remember if they're favored or not. Actually, I don't know if they are. I have to actually look.
I can grab that for you real quick.
I can't remember if they were. It might have just been.
No, they are favored. Yep, they're favored against.
I'm honestly just picking them. I think they come in pretty pissed off after losing on Saturday in a game that arguably was their best played game in terms of just a complete effort. They are at home. Seattle's been good, but they're also fairly inconsistent, so I'm just going with that. I'm taking Jack Hughes over half a point on the power play. Their power play has been absolutely miserable. They've scored 2 power play goals, which is the fewest in the league since January 5th, which ironically is when Jack Hughes went out with injury. But I think if the power play is going to get going, it's going to start with him, and the power play pretty much runs through him. So I'm taking the over on that because I think if they are to get a point on the man advantage, he's going to factor into it. And I'm exactly with Big Red on this. I think Vegas -1.5 is a very smart bet. Also, just to kind of counter with like his point too, like while I agree, especially that they've been able to do it as often as they have, they're going up against a Minnesota goaltending like tandem, whoever's in net, and they all have been fairly bad this year. Like they're like only Marc-Andre Fleury has a save percentage over 900. Their goals against averages are above 3, and nobody has a positive goal saved above expected. So their goaltending is pretty piss poor, and I don't care if Jack Eichel's out. That offense is going to cook. And it's not up here, but I'm with Brett. It's for the parlay pick. I'm with the Boston University money line. I think BCBU was the final. I'm not throwing shade at Northeastern or anything, but I think BCBU is the Super Bowl of college hockey. So I think BU, being that they took down BC the way they did, I can see them easily just winning the B pot.
Well, I just a note, by the way, because he is a friend of the program, comes on a lot. You guys are both going against Professor Puck tonight because his pick of the day was wild money line.
I saw that.
It's a bold pick. It's like me picking the LA Kings money line on Saturday.
Yeah,
I just had a hunch. I just had a feeling. I'm like, the Kings are going to come out like dick swinging. They're just going to come out, and they ended up shutting out the Oilers, which was I was surprised by that.
And the juxtaposition there is, I mean, he has the money line, I believe it was like 120 or something. You got it. Yep. But then you guys have the puck line, which 170. So I mean, there's a lot of money to be made either way. So
Yep.
it's good that we have kind of we have boots on the ground to say for both sides of that. So we'll have to see which Primetime Productions member wins out in the end. So for me, I got the Knicks. Yeah, it's a big homer for at least the basketball and hockey. The Knicks have been one of the better against the spread teams in the NBA this season. They have, it's been the last 4 they have not covered, but before that they covered 7 in a row. So I'm just playing the odds there, thinking that they can't just continue to lose after a 7 game against this covering the spread streak, and I'm liking them there. Rangers money line. I mean, we talked a little bit about that game. Look,
It's a hunch pick. It's a hunch pick. You're going with your boys.
I'll say it now. It is my primetime parlay pick, and I wanted to put my money where my mouth is, because if they're the reason why the primetime parlay, which is still winless, if they're the reason why it doesn't hit, I will take all of the blame. I welcome all of the smoke tomorrow.
Calgary's looking to go for a sweep in the metro area, so they've
Hey,
already beat
and you know
beat
what?
the
Bring it
Devils
on.
and they waxed the Islanders.
Bring it on. And my last pick is Kansas, which, for those that don't know, they are playing Texas Tech tonight. Big game. A lot of the sharp bettors I've seen are on Kansas with taking the points. They're a ranked team. Texas Tech is not. It's at Texas Tech, and they're ranked 6th. And a lot of the sharp money is taking the points. My 2 to 3 days off, which Kansas has 2 days off. They are 9-2 against the spread this season. I mean, they're 19-5 in general, but that 9-2 right there shows me that when they get a little bit of rest, they can come out and win a game. And that's why I didn't want the points. I just wanted them to win, because it brings a little bit more juice. It's plus money.
Yep.
So give me Kansas. I didn't want to put that as my parlay. I'm putting my money where my mouth is with my Rangers. And that's my primetime parlay pick.
I got the broadcast on right now, the Rangers broadcast. They're going against Markstrom, who was just named Star of the Week. So have fun.
I'll have to throw that on right after we're out of here. And we're doing good on time, so we got a little bit of time to talk about the parlay here. Boys, it's winless. I think this iteration
Can I switch my parlay pick? Brett, I think I messaged you. Go BU money line. BU money line for the parlay.
All right.
I want to try and give us a I want to try and give us a victory here.
Yeah.
Try. Pat's gonna fuck it up. Watch.
Oh, come on. Positive vibe. Do you not see the hat Tommy stats? Just positive vibes only.
Shesterkin's gonna let in a goal in the last second of the game.
No, positive vibes only. And then what is Halliburton? Oh yeah, all-star Halliburton. I just want to get this in myself as we were talking, but Big Red, why don't you speak on the Halliburton, just so I'm a little bit more confident in that pick, because the other two are favorites, and yours is going to be the closest to a to the line as I look it up right now.
Yeah, so Halliburton, he's been a stud all year, especially on the assist end. He's averaging 22.1 points and 11.7 assists on the year.
Damn.
I've hit a lot of, even though I've put it part of a entire same game parlay, I've usually always hit the stat combos with him.
Nice.
And just a wild note from just a couple days ago, it's wild to think that this kid, he's in the middle of his 3rd year in the NBA and already has 2,000 career assists.
That is wild.
Oh wow.
That is crazy. He's really come on this year.
That's absurd. I feel
he's
like
a starter, right? He's an East starter, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's an East starter.
He's
number 1 starter. We've got him locked up for 8 years too.
Is that with the Pacers?
Yeah.
I honestly don't pay a lot of attention to basketball. Like, I'll watch the Celtics and stuff like when they're on, but I'm not like. But I feel like that's a very absurd stat. Like for just starting your career, I feel like that's.
It is. It is. Yeah, that is a crazy stat. I knew he was popping off this year.
Bro Beans always finds the open guy. Like, power to him. Oh,
I love it.
Jesus.
I love it. So I put that in just for the people. You can still get it in now. It was 3 plus. Do I have this right? Holy crap! Excuse me. Yep. Plus 332 on DraftKings. Shout out DraftKings. And if you had Halliburton by itself, it was plus 105. So it is. That's going to be one to look at tonight, boys. But let's try and win one. And like I said, and I want all of the smoke. I want Tom, whoever's with us tomorrow. Brett, I know you'll be there on the ones and twos. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, dude,
Anybody
feel better,
who's on
man.
here,
This weather
and
sucks.
anybody who's on here, I want all the smoke. I want the comments. I want it all. I want to breathe it in, and we'll go from there. But boys, stay tuned because we have a lot of programming announcements coming regarding schedule, regarding guests, this, that, the other thing. So make sure you're subscribed to @PrimeTime Prods everywhere you can get Primetime Productions. Make sure you're subscribed to all of us here. You can see all of our handles there. Make sure you're following @PTP Bets on X, and we will continue to bring you Primetime Parlay every single day. And if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. So I hope everybody makes some dollars tonight. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. And let's have a good night.